Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with our first Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. These are the weekend edition shows of the Cabral Concept podcast, where we answer all things wellness, weight loss, anti-aging from our community. These questions come in each and every day to the Ask Cabral page. I'm happy to always answer these. Like I said, as they continue to build up, the queue just continues to build up. We're about 12 weeks or so in the line of questions to be answered. So just keep that in mind. Once you write in your answer, it will absolutely be read on the show live. It just gets put in the queue and we answer all those questions as they come in. About a dozen questions each weekend. Now, if you're looking for same day answers to your questions, please do write into cabralsupportgroup.com. That will take you over to our private Facebook group. We're happy to answer all those questions same day as well. All right, let's get started, everybody. Looking forward to today's show. Actually, haven't even opened the document yet, so let's do that right now. And let's see what questions have come in. So it looks like today is episode 2451. If you'd like to read along with the questions, you are welcome to by heading on over to stephencabral.com/2451. All right. First question's from Tommy. Tommy says, "Hi, Dr. C. You are an incredible human being." Thank you, Tommy. "I'm a level 2 IHP. For years, I've been battling self-diagnosed lupus. My face goes embarrassingly red. I've been working on this and have it more under control than ever. But since the summer has come, I've really noticed how bad the heat affects it. I thought it was just food such as histamine sensitivity. I know heat can trigger histamines. I've run the organic acids test, aka Candida metabolic and vitamins test, and I'm high on 3 yeast markers, including oxalates. By the time this gets read out, I should be some way through the CBO protocol. However, I've done this before, but I didn't stick to the meal plan. I've also purchased DAO, and I've tried many supplements, including quercetin. I know there's still so much more info you would need, but can you suggest anything?" Okay, happy to help. So there is a difference between the face going red and lupus. So I just want you to know that. Lupus would be an autoimmune issue, where that hypervasodilation would be more of a trigger from like parasympathetic to sympathetic nervous system. That can happen. So like when someone gets embarrassed or when someone's completing a hard workout, the face can get quite red. So that's more of a vasodilation issue. Yes, histamines can absolutely trigger it, especially if the heat is causing it. What I would look into is actually the minerals and metals test to make sure you're not low on magnesium. It's very possible that your calcium to magnesium is off. And I would look into that for sure. You know, again, I have to always give you my disclaimer, but there's no medical diagnosis, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical advice given on this podcast. All right. So that's what I would do. His Pro is a fantastic product. So I would definitely look into His Pro. Of course, you're probably using the daily nutritional support. DAO temporarily to break down histamines is fine. And then just keeping in mind something like the daily probiotic support and even something like an L-Plantarum and others can help with good, healthy gut function and kidney function as well. All right. So that's where I would start. And it looks like, you know, you're certainly on the right path. All right. Ann's up next. "Due to my increased risk of breast cancer, I'm on a medicine to eliminate estrogen in my body. I've had my ovaries removed. The 5-year limit to take the medicine is nearing, so I'm wondering what I can do from your perspective to reduce estrogen in my body. I know that maintaining a healthy body weight is important, but do you have any other thoughts? Thank you so much." Yeah, absolutely. So we specialize in hormones for men and women, and we specialize in gut function. Like there's just no doubt about it, like autonomic nervous system function with hormones and gut function, because it's for sure the place most people have to start. So estrogen is really important to look at in the overall picture of what's it look like in comparison to progesterone and testosterone. And what type of estrogen do you have in your body? Because estriol can be a bit more protective, but estradiol, the main form, can be more pathogenic's the wrong word, but let's call it inflammatory. Okay. So what I use in this practice, again, not giving any cancer advice, is a product called Estrogen Balance. That is helping you to eliminate the estrogen to a greater degree. We also recommend women to consume 2 to 3 cups of cruciferous vegetables per day. broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, et cetera, et cetera. Those are cooked as well. And then reducing stress. So something like adrenal soothe, or again, meditation, binaural beats, going for a walk, calming. Huge fan of that. Sauna, fan of that. Liver functional medicine, liver detox every 12 weeks for 7 days. Yeah, these are all things that I recommend. And so that's what I recommend. And then you can always run, even if you just did the women's wellness test, you could do that to look at your estrogen and cortisol levels. And then, of course, the stress, mood, and metabolism test is always there for you. All right. So that's what I would look at. Marina is up next. Oh, and then the last thing I have to give you is just be careful with plastics, anything that could raise estrogen levels from the environment. And I talk about that in my book, in the Rain Barrel Effect. Marina is up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. My baseline heart rate variability has dropped from 50 to 60 to 30 to 35 ever since I got the COVID V. So I hope everybody knows what I'm referring to. I just don't want to get the podcast banned. So we'll just call it the COVID V. And you got it in September of last year. I've had severe insomnia for some time after the V. However, this has resolved after a couple months. HRV has never recovered. I've taken rest days, zone 2 training, cold showers, meditation, nothing works. Lab results look good. I'm 37. I work out 4 to 5 times a week. No alcohol, don't smoke, eat clean, organic. What can I do to bring it back up where it used to be? Appreciate your help. All right. Yeah, happy to help with this. Work with lots and lots of people in your position, so I totally get it. It's not made up. I mean, this is legitimate happening, not to everybody, but certainly a lot of people around the world. So please go to stephencabral.com/podcasts, scroll through the images at the top, and click on my virus podcast. You'll want to listen to the ones about inflammation and long haulers, long COVID syndrome, because this is most likely an inflammatory issue that we need to help resolve within the body. All right, really important. So we're going to be working with you on a good quality immunity protocol, along with everything else that you're doing. It's just going to take a little bit, but I honestly believe you can get there because I've seen many, many other people. So just like you're doing right now, get enough rest, anti-inflammatory foods, not overdoing the exercise, getting your walking in, your meditation, your contrast showers that I just talked about this past week. All of that will help. All right. We just got to get you there. All right. So keep on keeping on. Listen to those podcasts. It will teach you, it will walk you through the different process, and you'll get there. All right. Don't give up hope. Anonymous is up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. I love your podcast. Thanks for everything you do. I wanted to ask if there's a way to remove painful periods. I was born with 2 uteruses. I have extremely painful periods on the first day and sometimes the second. I'm in pain as if being stabbed in my uterus 1,000 times. Ever since I got my period when I was 13 years old, I've been taking at least 1 Advil a month to relieve myself of the pain. When I was 23, I developed itchy scalp, vaginal itch, itchy ears. Listening to your podcast has helped me discover the Candida metabolic and vitamins test and the CBO protocol. I've done the CBO protocol and the itch is reduced, not completely gone. Vaginal itch is still there as well. My Candida came back after the 2 CBOs. Came back better, but I'm still feeling I'm not getting better since I still have to take the Advil. All right, so here's what I want to share with you. You said you recently bought Inflamasoothe. Okay, so this is what I would look at. I want to make sure that you also run your stress, mood, and metabolism test. And we usually recommend at days 19 or 20 of a woman's cycle. However, your greatest pain comes on, I think you said it was day 1 or 2 of your period. So I want you to run the lab that day. All right, I want you to run the lab that day. Let's see if it's higher levels of estrogen. Let's see what's going on. Is there too much going on at the same time? That's what I want to look at first. Is there a hormonal issue? Because if not, okay, then we'll just work on the other symptoms. So what I want to do is, again, just make sure that we rule out all the possibilities of what it is. So I'm probably, again, run the lab first, stress, mood, and metabolism on the days of the greatest pain. Because since you know what day it is every single month, great. You're just going to have it ready. You're going to be good to go. All right, so now my recommendation, and even if you wanted to run a less expensive lab, it's called a women's wellness test. And you can do that too if you don't want your thyroid and you don't want your vitamin D and all that. So that's totally up to you. Okay, so, and those are at StephenCabral.com/labs. If I ever mention a lab, you can take a look at it. You don't have to run it with us. You can run it with any practitioner in the world that obviously can do lab testing, but I want you to know what I recommend in my practice. Now, besides that, it's going to be magnesium, it's going to be estrogen balance, it's going to be Inflammasoothe, plus your omega-3s, plus your daily nutritional support. And again, please purchase from any company in the world that you feel you want to. That does not matter to me at all. But again, you have to know what I use in my practice. So daily nutritional support for your activated B vitamins, your methylated Bs and everything, your omega-3s all month long for anti-inflammatories, your Inflammasoothe a couple days leading up to it, and then through that painful period, maybe even for the whole 30 days. And then estrogen balance, I would use at least, well, I'd probably use it for your whole cycle one time through. But again, let's run those labs. Let's get that. Then you can use the calming magnesium as the powder, or you can do the full spectrum magnesium capsules. That's where I would start. All right. All right. Stacy's up next. Stacy says, hello, I'm loving the book and podcast so much. I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, dysautonomia, and inappropriate sinus tachycardia, supraventricular tachycardia, Raynaud's, Hashimoto's, and extreme sensory stimulation sensitivities. Like it has ruined my life. I'm looking for a place to start, but I don't have the funds to run the big five. I'm also interested if Dr. Cabral has seen LDN helping any of these issues, as a friend has had great success. I'm very sensitive to medication in even herbal medicine, so it scares me to try much. I'm on Xanax for the POTS and hydrochloroquine for my autoimmune issues. I'm truly scared I will die early. And if I do live along, it will be a long, slow death with zero quality of life. I have been to holistic doctors spending thousands of dollars. I'm scared and need serious direction. I heard Dr. Cabral may start taking on clients again. How do we get on the list? Thank you so much. Warmly, Stacy. Okay, so first of all, I mean, I went through all of these issues. I mean, I had supraventricular tachycardia. I had POTS. I had dysautonomia. Instead of Hashimoto's, I had rheumatoid arthritis. I had type 2 diabetes. So I totally get it. There is help. Taking low-dose naltrexone, that's LDN, can be helpful for a lot of people with autoimmune issues, but it's still not getting to the underlying root cause. And so the thing is, I can't answer this in 2 minutes. Now, I've done podcasts, though. Please look it up on myalgic encephalomyelitis, okay? Please look them up on POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, POTS. You can find them by going to StephenCabral.com/podcasts. StephenCabral.com/podcasts. Type them into the search box. You can also read The Rain Barrel Effect. It's free. You just pay for shipping at StephenCabral.com. You can ask questions if you can't find the right podcasts at CabralSupportGroup.com. I pay for an amazing team there to answer your questions. So you can ask them right there. It's like, hey, what podcasts are on this? Because I've even answered questions on LDN. But the truth is that, okay, you can't run the big five labs. I understand. Please do, though, if you can, run one, the Candida metabolic and vitamins test and the minerals and metals test. And actually, you can get a free minerals and metals test with any subscription to Equalife at $79 or more. So, like, again, we're just trying to help people as much as we can, and we take all of the money that we make and reinvest it in our community. Like, that's the truth. I don't know anybody else that does that because it's insane, right? So that's what we do, though. So you can go to StephenCabral.com/Ayubowan, AYUBOWAN, and that should be able to send you over to the Equalife page about how you can just literally purchase. You put 2 DNS, daily nutritional support, on subscription. And that you get a free minerals and metals test, $199 lab. And so, because I want to be able to help you and I want to be able to do it as inexpensively as possible, working with me is just not going to be cost effective, but you can still get the same quality, like the same answers to your questions by running the lab, and you get a complimentary coaching call. I make sure that everyone's included with that too. So that's the best way to go, because this is not a simple, like I can't give you like, oh, take this one supplement or eat this one food or do this one diet and everything's fixed. It doesn't work that way. You have to be gentle in rebalancing the nervous system, but you can do it. I'm living proof. I dealt with it for 10 years. You don't have to. You can fix this in 4 to 6 months. You really can. I honestly believe that. I've seen it not just with myself, but many other people. So wanted to share that with you. We're going to keep it at that for today. I appreciate all of you. I'll be back answering more of our community's questions tomorrow. Keep the questions coming. I love being able to check in with all of you. I appreciate you, and have an amazing rest of the weekend. Take care.